And we're rolling. This is low budget production. That's Pat on the guitar, me on the drums. It's coming.
Yeah, it is. Where's the chorus?
Here it comes. He says unpack some shit.
And we're gonna keep using that and improving on that because I like it.
Don't
I like
make it any worse.
So I'm Melinda McKinsey.
And I'm Tom Wise. Thanks for stopping by. We're unpacking some shit.
Yeah, we are. I want to hear your topics, and then I have to do the update on Bumble.
We're not going to do any of these topics. Davis is popping over in 4 minutes. He owes me money.
Yes.
Final style.
Oh.
Vaccine. Who? Trump. NFL. Flowers. Short money. 6 decisions. We may get to none of them.
That's a lot. Okay, I have Adapting NYC. Google this.
Yep.
The Social Dilemma, and Facebook.
Really? Wow.
And we got to do the Bumble update, though.
And Facebook and Social Dilemma are different?
Yes. They can be intertwined, but they're different.
Let's do Bumble, or do you want to tease Bumble to make Galen wait for 20 minutes?
Well, we can tease it. I do have a lot to say, and I know our last show was entirely about, I do listen back to the shows just to see how I can do better. And, I will say, even me listening to it, I got a little stressed out. I was like, girl.
That's crazy. I had no idea that it would affect.
Girl, I'm still extremely anxious.
I'm impervious to it all.
It's been a minute since I've been on dating apps, and I will tell you the other, because I was like, why am I so stressed about it? Because in New York, we're having a pandemic, and
ma'am, go on. Tell me more about your pandemic.
Well, in the news, they're saying that we're going to have to roll back on some of those things they've allowed us to do because the numbers are going up. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, what kind of a crazy am I? You know what I mean? Because one of the options was, do you want to meet virtual first? And most of the guys are saying with a mask, socially distance. And the other funny thing is, I don't know how their algorithm works, is I get a lot of guys saying no Trump supporters, no Trump enablers. And then I got one guy that had a Make America Great hat on.
Tattoo.
Oh, he had the hat on, but his whole profile was, oh, why can't we just make out and have fun? And it was just like, oh, well, okay.
You said okay. You said okay. Yes, you did.
I mean, okay for you to go back and live in.
Oh, now you're backpedaling.
I that was a left swipe. I was like, I saw the hat and I was like, I got to see what this guy's going to say. I do read a lot of the profiles of people that I have no intention of saying yes to. I'm just curious.
Of course. It's the human condition. It's like, who needs to watch a movie or a play? You're looking at it.
Yeah.
You're looking at how people sell themselves. Yes.
Yeah, we'll update at the end, but I do have some interesting and sad updates with Bumble. Okay, so,
yeah.
Let's do one of your topics first.
All right, let's do one. Let's go. I always wondered what's the haircut you're going to take to the grave?
Oh.
Right? I mean, especially ladies, it's an evolution. Like I had a date last week and it's like, wow, that haircut was from 1960 something.
Oh.
You've had the same haircut.
How do you mean? Tell me about the haircut.
Like bangs.
Okay.
And then it was kind of like, God, I wish I could think of an actress that was
like, were the bangs flat or like puffed or something?
Puffed, like they put a roller in it.
Got you. Yeah.
Davis, you just sit tight.
Oh, and he's got the kittens. The kittens are back. Do you have puppies, Matt? Do you have any puppies?
Maybe next time.
So.
Okay, go.
So I'm saying, and I've noticed that my hair's done. I haven't decided on the last one yet.
Okay.
And I cut it real short a couple years ago, and I've let it go long on the side, so I'm still evolving. Now it's kind of a bit of a mess. It's pretty long on top.
Well, I've never considered it because I want to be cremated. And so I've never thought about my death haircut. And as a female, I change my hair all the time. I was just telling what?
No, but I'm saying at some point you're going to say, this is it. I'm done fiddling with this. I'm done faddling with it. It's the one I take to the grave.
I'll never say that.
Really?
No, I just, I did my hair purple and now I'm going, I think I want to go red. I think red seems fun. And then I was like, but I'm home now. I should go silver because I've got a lot of gray. And then I was like, should I get my hair in a bob? I'm thinking about cutting it all off in a bob. And then I was like, no, I do my hair different all the time. I don't think I'll ever stop. And
okay, but do you know people that, my gosh, it's been the same haircut, man or woman, for 10 years?
Sure, of course. Of course.
See, look at Matt. He's let his hair go natural. We're talking about the haircut you take to the grave.
Oh, it's interesting. I never thought about that. I'm going to be burned up, so mine will look exactly like Melinda's.
Well, think about this, and then think about some specific TV stars or music stars. These guys are stuck with this particular haircut because then they can't. If they cut their hair off, nobody's going to recognize them. Like Billy Ray Cyrus or
Right.
somebody from Led Zeppelin or whatever. If Motley Crue, you can't. What's his name?
They're stuck.
Short hair.
That's true. There's a lot of bad hairstyles on the Bumble dating app. I like that one, Matt. That's a good one. I have been surprised at some of the men on Bumble that have old-timey hairstyles, and I'm a little sad about it because, if you're going to be going out there, try to update your look, there was even one guy, there was two guys that had the long, very curly, and they were in their 50s holding their guitars. And I'm like, buddy, nothing about that says this will be a great relationship, you and I.
Right. Most of the rock guys, they're stuck with the haircut they had when they were 25.
Yes. And that, that's unfortunate. I'm sure someone will be into it, not me.
Well, I get nervous because if I keep this beard, I'll become identified as the beard. So I like to shave it off every 6 weeks and so go around for 3 more weeks. But I'm so lazy, I don't like shaving. So this kind of works for me.
But the beard is interesting because it changes color.
Yeah, it's like fall. It's like the seasons.
Matt,
I'm going to change it another color tonight.
I went natural my daughter right here, Tegan, who is another Brooklynite.
Yeah.
She's my favorite gal in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
They live right by the Barclays Center, by the way. I don't know where you're at.
Well, it's very close. It's like 10 minutes from me.
Let's have.
Yeah, they love it there. But she talked me into. She's telling me about how hair dyes is really not good for you.
It's true. They're not. It's true.
And things have changed at HSN, so now it's not quite for a while there it was if you showed any age at all, you were out the door. So
yeah.
So I've let myself go.
I would love to go all gray. My company's been very clear that I cannot do that. So
wow.
If I go gray.
That'd be interesting because you'd be a very attractive woman with gray hair. A lot of times when your skin doesn't match the gray, but I think you could pull it off.
I'll tell you what, I let my gray, when this whole thing started, my gray was down to here.
Wow.
And I just kept putting powder on it because I thought I'm doing this. And then it just became very, so.
But Melinda, you could pass for 40 right now, easy. No question about it. Maybe younger.
Well, I've got a ring light on me, so.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, if you did go
20 years.
I mean, I could have passed, I think, for 45 or so when I was dyeing my hair, but then I started putting a bunch of weight on and I'm just like, just let it go. Just embrace it.
You guys, you and Tom can both have gray hair and it does look distinguished. It looks good. The
compliments.
Women is when you see a woman with gray hair, your first thought is old. It isn't distinguished or graceful or lovely.
I'm doing my podcast.
It's old, or it's like, oh, that's shocking that someone with gray hair is fuckable. That's interesting. Am I right?
Yes, you are. You're actually.
I don't want to be right.
It is funny though, as you get older, when you were 25 as a man, you're looking at 60-year-old women like, ooh, wow, that's grandma,
Yes.
Now that I'm approaching 60, it's like,
yeah,
not really. Yeah.
Yeah. No, listen, I'm 59. I'll be 60 in January, and being new.
What day?
The 20th, Inauguration Day.
That's the 5th.
Oh, see?
Are you Capricorn?
Yeah, Capricorn.
He's a Capricorn. I'm an Aquarius. But
That's why I
it's
get along with one and not the other.
well, Capricorn and Aquarius get along very well.
I've never had any problem. I've never had an Aquarius like unfriend me or anything. So
Not that you know, but that's why I get along with one of you and not the other.
that's right. At a time. I did say thank you for giving me a ride today. So
Yes,
anyway.
it is.
So are we going to do some trivia here or what?
Let's do it.
Come on.
Come
Let's do
on,
it.
where's the sound?
All right, listen. Here we go, Tom. You ready?
Can you
We're
tilt
taking
down
a
a little
little-
bit? Your head's getting disappearing. You're like Kilroy.
We can't.
No, we talked about a lot of great movies and a lot of great actors and actresses.
Yes.
So I thought we'd switch it up a little bit. Many great movies have had big box office, and we've talked about box office quite a bit here. But my question is, which movie had the biggest box office, but still won a Razzie Award? Are you familiar with Razzie Awards?
I love the Razzies.
Razzies. Since 1980, the Razzie Awards have the golden raspberry to a horrible movie. Whether it's popular or unpopular, didn't matter. So I thought I'd give you
I think it's Snakes on a Plane.
three of the, well, now this is the biggest box office. Actually, Snakes on a Plane was not on the list, but I'll bet they didn't do too bad. I think they did pretty well at the box office.
They did too, yeah.
Yeah, so these three are, my question is, which is the biggest box office of these three movies? And they all three did win a Razzie Award. And by the way, you're familiar with Rotten Tomatoes as well. I'm also going to give you the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah.
So the first choice is Rocky IV. Rocky IV from 1985 is 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. That was the one with Ivan Drago. I must break you. I must break you. Yes.
Yes.
That's Rocky IV from 1985. The second choice is much more recent, 2016's Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. That came in at a scintillating 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. 28% for Batman versus Superman. By the way, that was just a really, really hyped movie, and there was a lot of disappointment from fans of that genre.
Do not try to.
He's leading the witness.
Huh?
He's leading the witness and doing
You're leading the witness. Just please, just offer the thing. We'll do the analysis, okay?
The final choice. I'll leave the analysis up to you.
Thank you.
The final choice is 2012's Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. Twilight. Now, this is the last of the series. I believe it was a trio, and this was the final movie in the trio. Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. Okay. So again, and by the way, they got 49% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rocky. So again, recapping: A is Rocky IV, B is Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice, and C is Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. Which one of those had the biggest box office?
Melinda? Milady?
Well, I will say the Twilight fans were pretty die-hard, even when the film wasn't matching up to the books. So I feel like that had a lot of views. Rocky IV, I have zero reference for, because at that point you lost me. I'm like, how many fucking Rockies are there going to be? So you lost me on that one. So I can't even count it because I don't know anything about it.
Well, that was Dolph Lundgren, just as a tip. Remember Dolph Lundgren?
Russian guy?
Yep.
Yeah, I recognize the name for the actor.
Yep.
So did Rocky win in that one? Is that?
He did. He did a spoiler alert. He ended up winning. Sorry. Spoiled that 1985 movie you were going to watch.
And so you want to know who had the biggest box office because they all got Razzies.
Yep, and they all had big box offices, actually.
I'm going to go with Twilight just because I know more about Twilight than the others, and that is my emotional-based decision.
Your emotional-based decision.
Okay. I like that answer. However, here's the one thing that I would throw in the mix as a caution, is the only break I see in that. Matt said that he's talking out of school. He's seeing things he shouldn't say, but he said that was the last one. So if the box office was huge, they could give a shit about Razzies. We're making 3, right?
Right.
So, but I'm saying, so it might have been good box office, but not unbelievable box office.
Okay.
That's my only thought. But I do like that because I do think that crowd is super dedicated, right?
Yeah.
So now you got Rocky 4 and you've got Batman.
Were people that dedicated by the time Rocky 4 came
That's the
out?
question. Where's the crowd? Where's the crowd for Rocky 4? I think they were disappointed some along the line around 2 and 3, and
Yeah.
probably not that happy about. They heard the 4 was bad and they didn't go.
Was that the last Rocky was for the last one?
No,
Good
no.
Lord.
But I mean, then they just did variations and whatever.
There's at least six or seven Rocky movies. Yeah.
We're
So then-
suckers.
So
We
then
are
you got
suckers.
Superman versus Batman, and then it's going to be, do these guys have to see it for themselves? They've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Do I have to see it for myself? Because
Yeah.
there's never going to be a 2.
I don't know that crowd. I don't know the dedication level of that crowd that likes to watch those films. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's your boy nerds is what they are. They took a break from Dungeons and Dragons to go see, that. They wouldn't go see Rocky 4. All right, so I'm going to say that they do the same thing with Star Wars too. They trash it, but Star Wars still does $318 million. This is crap.
Here's the thing with Twilight. Not only did 12-year-old girls love it, which their parents would gladly send them to the movies, women like me liked it too.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have gone to the last one, but I think a lot of people did. So I'm just going to base it on that kind of.
I agree with that thinking, and that would have been my first guess as well.
But since I'm always wrong, you're going to guess something else.
Well, of course, no. I'm giving you one, and I take one of the other 2. I never guess the same as you. So
Okay.
I'm using that. I'm going to say all the fanboys, even though they trashed it, they still had to see Superman versus Batman, and that's my guess.
Sure.
Matt never picks the obvious ones, and it's probably Rocky 4.
If it is,
Well-
I'm crawling through this camera.
Anybody like to guess how much Rocky 4 did in the?
Rocky 4 did $72 million.
Rocky 4 in 1985, the one you guys did not guess was in third place out of the 3. It did $300 million in the box office.
I was very close with my guess.
1985, remember, was kind of the tail end, but it was still Cold War times. And this guy was a Russian, and we were going to go kick that Russian's ass. And he killed Apollo Creed in the movie. At the beginning, he kills Apollo Creed in the ring.
This has got to be
see it.
worldwide box office, correct?
$300 million.
Worldwide box office.
I don't know if it's worldwide or whatever.
There's no effing way it did $300 million in the States.
$300 million.
Here's the thing, Tom. It depends on what time of year they promote it. A lot of
Do
things.
not start with me, Melinda. I'm telling you.
I can tell you, dude. Tom is a Leo. You can't argue with him.
No,
saying,
never.
I'm saying even super big movies in the States are only going to do $200 million. Nobody's doing $300 million. And that's fine. But worldwide box office is fine. I'm just saying, I'm guessing that's a
you're absolutely right. I just confirmed you're correct. It is worldwide.
I was going to guess that Sylvester Stallone just bought a bunch of tickets in a bunch of theaters because he wanted to keep the genre going.
He doesn't have that big of an ego. Oh, yeah, he
Okay,
does.
so
Second place. And I just want to say that.
Can I say something now?
Yeah.
Yeah, worldwide box office is going to change a little bit because I don't know what the nerd factor is in the Netherlands to see Batman versus Superman.
The two of you, these two are so close. They're within, I believe, 5% of each other.
All right, I'll stand by my number.
Okay, second place with $830 million of box office.
What the hell?
49% Rotten Tomato score in 2012 led Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 to be in second place with $830 million.
I can't play this game anymore. We have
panned by critics. Absolutely panned by critics. But $830 million, because everybody had to see how it ended, right? Who ended up being a dog? Who ended up? Oh, I read those series too. No, I didn't. So the number one Razzie movie with the lowest Rotten Tomato score of the 3, 28%.
Wow.
but the #1 box office was $874 million with Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, which I freaking love that movie. I would watch that movie. I've seen it 5 times if I've seen it once.
So the
Great.
nerds beat out
enjoy it.
the nerds beat out the people that believe in love.
Yes. Yes. And that's the way it will always be. And as a quick bonus question, well, it's not fair for Melinda, but Tom, since
Yes,
you're a secret nerd, can you guys tell me, well, Melinda might know, who is the actor who played Superman in that movie? I got to tell you, if you asked me, I would have no idea. I looked at the guy's name. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is.
Oh, really? Wasn't Ben Affleck, huh? Oh,
no,
no,
Ben
Superman.
Affleck was the Batman.
Was it the guy from wasn't it the guy who played the twins in Facebook movie?
I don't think so. No. Guy,
Man from Uncle?
the guy that played Superman, and he's actually done, I believe, 3 movies as Superman.
Huh.
Is Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill.
Cavill.
Yeah, he's the guy, Man from Uncle, and he played the twins in the Facebook movie.
He was in Man from Uncle, yes.
Oh, he did?
He was not the twins in the Facebook movie.
Oh.
What?
What's the name of the Facebook movie? Anybody know?
Begins with an S.
Social
Network.
something, maybe social net. I don't know.
Henry Cavill wasn't in Social Network, but Henry Cavill was the guy I was thinking about. He's the Man from Uncle.
I don't know who that is.
You are correct about Man from Uncle. I give you a bonus point for that. A third of a bonus point.
I quit this game. I quit.
No,
I can't believe you don't think Henry Cavill is a known entity.
I think he's known by everybody but me, I guess. I mean, you should watch, Melinda, you would enjoy Superman in that movie. He's got a body like this guy.
Oh, he's a big shithouse.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Very
similar to mine, but he's got a little more body fat, but similar, very.
You want me to watch something that I no longer have the ability to get my hands on, is what we're saying. Because
I did not say that.
How's that ever happening anymore?
I think you and Henry Cavill would make a beautiful couple, is what I'm saying. He's a beautiful man.
A great nana to his children.
Henry Cavill.
Well, congratulations, Tom Wise. You won
another victory.
Yet another victory.
I
think Melinda won the first one.
Yeah.
And then since then, it's been a waxing.
Academy.
Yeah.
There's your Razzie Award, Tom.
Right. That's right. Oh, my
All right, boys and girls.
Thanks,
All right.
Davis. Well done.
Remember, every time you watch this show, somebody gets a free box of chicken. It's finger licking good. You can't see it with the background. I'm going to go eat my fried chicken.
No.
Well done, sir.
All right.
Hi, Davis.
Or you guys are the best in the business. Don't ever change.
Never change.
Wow.
Damn it.
Darn it.
I am not good with numbers. And you know what? We were close, but I just thought for sure that the 12-year-old girls would always beat out the nerds. I never really considered the power of the nerds.
The power of the nerds.
Damn it. All right. How much time do we have to talk about Bumble?
Oh, hey, that's our show for today. Thanks for coming in, everybody.
I just got a new match.
Look at you, Henry
Shit.
Cavill. I'm trying to think. I swear he was in that movie I was talking about.
Oh, you gotta make sure you're. Oh
Man from
man,
Uncle.
these
read about
things
that.
really are very stressful. I just got a new match on Bumble. Heads up.
Hello, here we go.
Hello.
Let's talk about the Bumble. Here we go, Galen. It's your
Okay.
part of the show.
I'm only gonna agree to do this for like a full week, and then I don't know if I'm gonna stay on.
We're done as far as I'm concerned, but this, you do as you wish.
Yeah. It's interesting to see who's out there, and it's interesting to see how many men don't take care of themselves and will do shitty pictures, like blurry, up close, down below, and be like, yeah, you get what you get. And I'm like, what? If you can't make an effort.
It's New York. No competition.
There's a lot of competition. So I had my criteria. I had the age range between
18.
48 and 64.
Right.
So then I got a guy who said he was 60 And I liked what he had to say. It was just enough to be like, all right, that's interesting. And then as you scroll down, he says, well, I'm actually 65, but you got to meet me. It's hard to explain. And I was like,
once the lie's been told, it can't be undone.
And I was really bummed about that, because don't start out like that, because I will never trust you, right? Then there were...
It's a tell. I'll tell you what you want to hear, draw you in. Then you find out 6 weeks in, he's got lupus and MS. He just wanted somebody to hold my hand while he dies.
Yeah.
You know,
So
what else is going on?
That felt very bad. I did have a height requirement, and then they started sending me shorter guys. And I was like, what happened to my height requirement? I think they felt bad for me, and they were trying to expand my criteria because I wasn't getting a lot of people, but I don't care about that.
I want quality, not quantity.
Yes. I don't care if I get hundreds of people. I just need one person. So I had a match yesterday, but I'll tell you real quickly what I did with it. I had a match.
So how'd you end up with the 65-year-old?
I said no, because he lied. I said
So
no.
you said no, or you ghosted him?
Well, he showed up as someone who liked me, right? Because I paid that $12.
Right.
He liked me, so I read his thing, and I just swiped left because I'm like,
well, there you go. So you never had a communication with him?
Not with him. Then I get this guy that's 48, and he's nothing at all like, he's got a lot of tattoos, he's bald, but I liked what he had to say. And I was like, okay, I'm trying to,
meet people from the Aryan race?
Well, I'll tell you what pulled me in is he's from Ireland. And I know that's not fair because I really like that accent. And then I started looking at it because we matched, and then you have so many hours to talk to them.
24 hours.
And then I got nervous, and I thought, what am I doing? I can't just match up with someone because of their accent. That's just ridiculous. So I let him go. I never said anything to him.
Wow. Good looking man. Was he in good shape?
He works out. He's a bigger, more solid type of a man, which I'm not really, it's not my number one go-to, but I'm trying to, So here's the one I got. I have 2 matches, and I need advice.
You know, when you say, I'm trying to, this is a kind of a talk show. You might expand on what you're trying to do. People, that's the interesting part of the show.
You want me to talk during the talk show? Or leave it to people's imagination?
What are you trying to do? What is it? What's going on?
I'm trying to choose better, because in the past, I've always chosen for the wrong reasons. I've chosen the fun, dangerous guys who are liars and not monogamous. So I'm trying to be more open to what I was familiar with my criteria. Right. So I'm not a big fan of tattoos, but I'm not going to cut somebody out because they have tattoos. I'm trying to be like, in the past, I would have said, no, I'm not interested. But now I'm like, well, okay.
You're not going to reject somebody for being on a frivolous standpoint.
No. And I have no tattoos, but I'm not opposed to them. I just, in my head in the past, when I saw a lot, it just took me to a certain place of like, I felt like they just didn't respect their body for the future, because what happens when you're in your 60s and you have fully tattooed arms? What happens? So here's the first match I got. He came to me because it said he liked me, but he's 47, so he's not in my criteria. So I read it, and here's the bummer. I know he's not going to be good for me, but I'm probably going to talk to him. He's a captain for an airline. We all know that pilots cheat.
Yeah, good luck on that. Good luck raining. Oh, I'm in Paris.
They all cheat.
Yeah.
He's a Libra, and he has dogs. So yeah. So that's going to be a bad one for me. And then the other one that matched up was, I actually liked this guy first. Are you bored?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry. You're rubbing your face.
I know.
I've had so many thoughts and so many weird. Okay, so this guy, he looks different in every picture. I'm very confused by it. So but here's the thing. He's doing full face. He's doing, so it's not like he's trying to hide, but when he has sunglasses, when he's with his kid, he's only 51, and he's 28 miles away. He's not in my criteria.
That's an hour plus.
I know.
I always multiply by 2 and then add 10 minutes.
So here's my big question. I am choosing people that I wouldn't normally choose, but I'm still finding myself when I see the very, very conservative guys, I'm like, no, no. Like it just really puts me off on such a big, like if they're all there with a suit and they're like, I work for the financial blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't think that I would, you know what I mean by that? I'm really shutting the door on something I should maybe pay attention to, but I find myself that I have a huge wall against really conservative people. I put no Trump supporters on my thing so people know. And I think I told you I saw one Trump guy with a Trump hat, and I definitely said no to him. So I just don't know what to do with any of this. I'm very.
But you swiped right on the one guy.
I have two guys I'm supposed to talk to. The pilot that's 47.
Oh, he's cheating already.
And he's already cheating on me. And the 51-year-old, I don't even know what he does. He lives 28 miles away. Should I even bother with that?
So you've created 2 scenarios in which you've got deal-breaking conditions.
Yes. And this is why I'm bad at dating. I need someone here with me to swipe and help me and talk me through. There was one guy, I loved everything he said. He worked in television. Now he works in the art. I loved everything he said. He said, you know what? I'm going to believe in serendipity. I'm going to do this. Let's see what happens. And I was like, oh, I love all that.
I love it.
But I wasn't physically attracted to him though. On his pictures, I was like, man, you know what? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Too many bumps in your head. I could take a few bumps, but not a lot of bumps.
So I don't know that I've learned much in my few days on Bumble other than I don't know if I'm in the right headspace to be honest with myself about what I should be choosing. What's the healthiest choice for me?
Yeah. No, you've got to go with your heart. You know if you're ready or not, and you know what kind of nonsense is involved. And 28 miles is a little far. I mean, I was driving down more than an hour one time. So that gets old. Depends upon the situation, though. You know?
Yeah. Well, many of the men said, I don't want a pen pal. What does that mean?
Well, women say the same thing.
What does
it's
it
funny
mean?
because people come from all sorts of different directions and criteria on this. So if I'm a guy and I'm cheating on my wife, maybe I'll just, string you along, and I like just the idea of you, but I'm not willing to cheat on my wife. So we end up just exchanging emails and texts for the next 6 months until you say, are we going to meet or what? I'm married. So that's that. So that's the stringing along part.
Okay.
And then a guy's like, hey, let's meet, because if we don't meet, we can't get physical. Okay. And a woman is like, this is what they're interpreting is, well, I don't want to make any commitments. Let me keep 9 guys on the, string 9 guys along, and then I'll at some point make a decision. But in the meantime, I've got, we'll be texting for 3 or 4 weeks while I'm deciding what to do.
Yeah, that's not my style.
I know. Yeah. I'm just saying, I think that's what's going on when people are like, well, we're on a dating site, because I'll 3 texts in. I said, hey, let's meet for coffee or something, and it's like, sometimes it's not, coffee's not enough. Oh no, I want a full-blown dinner, or I'm not ready to meet. We can't meet yet. It's like, well, what are we doing here? What's a dating site?
Right.
You have a little bit of hi, how are you? And then the next step would be to meet in person. I don't understand why that's not a standard, roadmap.
Anybody should expect a full-blown dinner. Why don't you just meet? That's an investment, having a dinner with
it's
someone.
An investment of time, energy.
I had 3 different guys say, I am currently married. My wife knows I'm on this site. If you're also interested in a threesome.
That's got to be such a low percentage.
Isn't that a different category? I mean, is that a normal part of dating now that we're doing threesomes?
Yeah, we are, but
okay.
No, we're not.
I'm trying to be open-minded.
That's what's all. No, it's not. I'm working on. Did I tell you the new joke I'm working on?
I'm not sure. Which one? Tell me.
About if you have unprotected sex, right? Yeah. So technically, I've been in a threesome. or maybe even
Right.
an orgy.
But you've already been in a threesome. So, yeah, so that surprised me, but I guess I appreciate them saying it up front so
How
you
the hell
know
would you know if I've been in a threesome?
we've talked about stuff.
That was the best knock on the door when I was 21 years old, I think.
I get it when you're in your 20s. I get it as a female. I've never done a threesome because my concern has always been, just too much dick. Like, what am I supposed to do with all that? So I've never been interested. And I don't want another woman with me.
She knew the answer, by the way.
I'm sure some people are very skilled at multitasking like that. I'm a multitasker in other areas, just not that way. So, yeah, so I need lots of advice. If anybody wants to call in or tell me how to handle this or what to look for or, how to better set my criteria, because I'm trying to actually find a partner and find someone that would be healthy for me and that would be close enough that it's a realistic thing, but it's also the pandemic. So how do we do that?
I think here's my thinking. All right. I've
Yeah.
been tested. I'm not out there participating. I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It's only about 1% of the country that ends up getting this thing. Anyway,
True.
the math is really, really, really on your side. Now,
Yes.
it's probably not going to be on your side if you go to a 20,000 person football
Correct.
game or something. As you get into groups, your odds are going up. But if
Yeah.
it's a one-on-one meeting with one specific individual that tends to be relatively safe, you're probably going to be okay. But
So you could take the mask off and sit at a bar with them and have a drink?
6 feet. You want to sit at a table and you sit distance away.
I don't think there's any place in New York that has 6 feet distance between, honest.
How about a table? You can't have a four top table and you sit on the opposite ends of the table.
I haven't been to
Do they
any
have tables in New York?
We have no tables in New York. Well, what I told you was they were going to do the restaurants at 20% capacity or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they said in the news yesterday or today, they're going to roll that back because the areas are spiking. So here's my thought process. I've been staying in my house since March. Am I going to risk myself?
I know. We put in all this time up to this point.
I've already put in this time. I don't want to waste it. So I don't know. Anyway, I've got 2, so I'll let you guys know because I've got less than 24 hours to deal with what I've set up, this disaster.
So you swiped right, but you haven't started the chat.
Correct. On either one of them.
I apologize to Paula if she's listening to this. She heard about the threesome, and now she's going to look at me a lot differently.
We cannot be held accountable for what happens in our 20s.
Sorry, Paula.
And it was a different era. Things were different, Paula. Not like they are now.
She doesn't care.
Paula doesn't care.
Has a good one.
But yeah, Paula, tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. I need advice. I'm trying to be smart, and I'm trying not to waste anyone's time, theirs as well as mine.
That's all part of the dance. As long as you're like, I think if you're cognizant of the fact that you're not effing with people, like you got 12 guys on the line, you're going to keep them all stringing them along while you're making your decision, or vice versa. I think as long as you walk in with an honest heart and honest intentions, then you're fine. You're not wasting anyone's time. You're just doing what's good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't imagine stringing that many people along. That would be, stress level would be out the, there's no way.
Do I have a quick little something for the end?
Yeah. Do you have, you mean like music or something? Or you want to give a tip of the day?
No, tip of the day. Oh, he owes me money. Here's talk about tip of the day. I, like 2 years ago.
Yes.
This guy I know, he's in his 20s, late 20s. What?
No, you said someone owed you money.
Right. So he needed money, like $300 to fix his transmission or something. And, he goes, hey, and he's, I got a ranch out here. I got 5 acres of nonsense.
Right.
So I need help every now and again to get some stuff done. So he goes, hey, can you throw me the 300 and then I'll work, the hours off. Right. Well, he gets about 10 hours in and all of a sudden he can't make it anymore.
Ooh. Ooh. Did you agree on a set amount of work?
Oh yeah, it's $10 an hour under the table. You're out there sweeping or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
So he texted me the other day. He goes, hey, you got any work out there?
What, I mean, money and friends and people, it gets all very complicated. Yeah,
Can I tell you one of the best things I ever did? I came up with this myself.
yeah,
If a friend says, I used to have a buddy of mine, he was a little short every now and again, and hey, can you float me 500 or whatever it was? I said, absolutely. But as I give you this money, I want you to hand me a check and you put whatever date you want on it for the same amount. It's 3 months, 5 months, whatever. So
yeah,
we're not talking about money. I'm not looking at you
yeah.
like you owe me money. I don't have to bring it up because in 6 months or whatever, I'm going to put this check in the bank.
That's really smart.
Right. So if there's a problem, he's going to have to say something to me
That's really smart.
about it.
I've learned when I give people money that I just give them money and I don't,
Yeah.
I'm not,
It's one way.
it's not worth the aggravation. And when I first moved here and I lost my job, I had people help me out financially too. It's a very,
Of course.
you
Everybody
know,
needs a little help every now and again.
yeah. So is the tip of the day loan money as long as they write you a check in
I
advance?
think that's a good tip of the day.
It's a
Put
good
any,
one.
you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah, I like it.
diffuses the whole situation. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's always the problem. You see the guy 3 months from now, he's buying himself a beer. You go,
Yeah.
oh, really? You got money to buy yourself a beer, but you can't find the $50 you owe me,
Yes.
right?
That is exactly
So
it.
we're not going to have that conversation at all. Buy all the beers you want because in 4 months, I'm depositing the check. We can
That's
relax and keep our friendship. I've eliminated this whole lose your friend over money routine.
That's really smart. I like that a lot. Yeah, I've gotten mad over money.
Yeah. And
It's a good one.
I think this is a good solution and I've had him come up to me, hey, that check, because he knows the check's out there.
It's there.
Unless he's willing to, cancel his bank account. He goes, and he said, hey, can you mind if you put another few weeks on that? I go, anything you need. We're not
It
going to
makes
make
it
this
more
an issue.
real. It's more real if you write that check. Then there is
Absolutely.
accountability. It's so smart. You're good with numbers and math. I need help with all that
Not
stuff.
really, but some things I can figure out. Well, we've taken the Zoom to the end of it now. They say you've got 2 minutes to say goodbye. So, big weekend, and then we'll be back. We're going to attack some of these vaccine issues.
Yes. I can't wait. Can't wait to talk about vaccines.
All right. Well, have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for watching Tom Wise and Melinda McKinsey unpack some shit.
That's right.